up? What's up? Coming in. It always does it. The first winter was very hard because you have to learn how to keep the elements out. You become so frustrated with the cold, and it's just, it can reduce you to tears. If I didn't have Benson, I don't think that I'd have survived it. I managed to get him for £12, because that's all I really could afford. I was living in a church doorway at the time, so I took him back there. I had no idea I was going to feed him. I didn't know what I was going to do, you know. I'm not particularly a spiritual fella, but I do believe he was sent to me, and he's saved my life every day since.
Nobody's going to know as to why anybody is homeless. You know, something's gone wrong. I've been in the van 6 months. I'm 61 and I ain't got a clue where I'm staying.
Latest figures show homelessness continues to rise all across the UK, and as we see more people sleeping rough, we're also seeing more dogs being kept on the streets as pets.
Ask a lot of vets why they became a vet and not a doctor, and most of them would probably say because they would rather spend time with animals, and then what they forget is that at the end of that lead there is a person. Very good boy.
Jade Statt now regularly offers her services to those living on the streets and their pets for free, and she joins us now. Good morning, Jade.
Morning.
Your story utterly restores my faith in humanity. I'm just going to start by saying that.
I don't think anyone ever means to set up a charity. I describe StreetVet as a beautiful accident. I have had 2 quite severe episodes of depression in my life. During that time, the only thing that got me through was my dog. I was on a night out in London and I met a homeless gentleman with his dog. We had a conversation and I could see that he was very anxious as to how he was going to access veterinary treatment. It just struck a real chord with me at the time, and I could see in his face just how much of an anchor his dog was to him. My guide dog for life, as my therapist calls him, at that time, Oakley, had been diagnosed with cancer, and I knew I was going to lose him. It was just a matter of when. It just all kind of clicked, I think. To meet somebody who has nothing apart from that dog, you're just like, I'm going to help you because I know if I help you with your dog, you will feel better, even if everything else is terrible.
Stay. All right. Yep, come on in, let's go. Good boy.
I ended up homeless through drugs and drink. I was in and out of jail for theft. I was an oxygen thief, basically. I didn't want to live anymore. I just decided to end it. I walked around the corner, I saw 2 street beggars, each had a young pup, and I said to them, the dogs are too young to be begging, you're abusing them. In the end, one of them turned around and sold me Bailey, and a whole new chapter started from there.
People thought I'd sell him for crack or I'd do this and all that, and it got really good to prove them wrong. I couldn't afford to be arrested for anything because what would happen to him? You can stick me in Buckingham Palace, but I'd rather lay down with him in the rain. You right, boy? Yeah, he likes to watch people coming from that way. Yeah. Yeah, you try and get him to sit that way round, he won't have it. I lost my job through ill health. I lost my home through rent arrears. It's very easy to kind of... I get offended when people say, you only use that dog for begging. They don't understand that bond that you have. Because I suffer with anxiety and depression. You try and brave face it all, you know what I mean? Put the plastic smile on, and then at the end of the day, I know that I've got him to worry about, and I have to keep going for him.
Oh, boo-boo. No. I can't see it. How much is it for a bag of chips? $2.70. Yeah. All right, thanks very much. Oh. Going to go and get a £1.99 Happy Meal. I got Honey when she was 3 years old. She tends to have abandonment issues, hence she never leaves my side. You do realise you could have had a wee-wee somewhere that was lit? She doesn't understand it when we're stationary. Oh, you're all wet. Particularly if it's dark. She won't really settle until I've actually gone to bed, basically.
How you doing, Jade?
Yeah. What did you have?
Rubbish and cookies.
StreetVet started with myself and my co-founder, Sam Joseph, putting on backpacks and going out in the street to offer free, accessible vet care to pets belonging to those experiencing homelessness.
I received a message on Facebook from someone called Jade. It turned out we were both doing very similar things in different parts of London, and so obviously the sensible thing to do was to team up, and you know, we've been really good friends ever since.
Stay still.
There you go. So he gets a little orange eye.
Like, would you say some of the owners look after their dogs better than themselves?
I think Ian would probably say that he probably does that. Yeah. Somehow it ended up on the news, and then it just completely snowballed from there. We had people contacting us all over the place just saying, I can see that there's a problem where I live. I want to do what you guys are doing.
It's all over the country now and getting bigger all the time.
Yeah, it started in London. We're now in Brighton, Bristol, Cambridge and Plymouth, and we are formulating teams.
The StreetVet community is a wonderful bunch of people who we all want to do the best we can with the skills that we have. If I can do anything to help people and their pets that I see on the street and to be together, that makes me very happy.
Asked me some time ago, I may well have been of the opinion that people on the streets shouldn't have pets. That's completely changed, like how ignorant I was.
At least once a month, we have outreach clinics, pop-ups on the streets next to a food bank locally. We usually see our community clients there.
There's no swelling underneath.
I wasn't too concerned. But when I was touching her,
It was a bit tender. Yeah.
She didn't yell.
In Cornwall, we've definitely seen an increase in people coming in. It is quite heart-wrenching to see that.
Come on.
Being a vet can be quite emotional sometimes.
It's all right, darling. You're a good girl, aren't you?
There's a lot of stereotypes and myths associated with people experiencing homelessness that we challenge on a daily basis. It doesn't matter if you have a home or you don't. Your dog just wants to be with you, be fed, be loved.
You really do try to do what's best for the pets, but you also do what's best for the person too. Those people in front of us are real, and they do have real problems.
They basically turn around and say, well, you have to give up the dog, otherwise you're making yourself intentionally homeless, you know? And they don't realise that without him, there's no point, there wouldn't be no, you know, there's no point in carrying on. They wouldn't turn around and say to a parent, you have to give up your kids. Do you know what I mean? They don't realise they are family.
Yes, they love their dogs and their pets and they're with them 24/7, but what people don't understand is actually what that then creates as a barrier for our clients.
Hiya, it's all right, get a cup of tea. Cheers, thanks. There you go, darling. What's probably important is a place that will allow you to bring your dog in. A lot of people that were homeless, if they've got a dog, they're just not welcome anywhere.
You're in a situation that's actually perpetuating homelessness. So if we can try and get more hostels to engage and come on board with our hostel scheme, then we are actually helping, you know, to solve the problem.
We all get labelled with the same brush because we're in a hostel, and unfortunately some of us are in there because we were running for our lives. Been living up north in an abusive relationship. It was either stay and put up with it or leave and become homeless, and the latter seemed more favourable. I had to make that horrible decision of living on the streets with her or giving her up just to put a roof over my head. I don't think I could have ever lived with that guilt.
Promise. Good girl. For me. If you were about to be made homeless tomorrow, would you give up your pet? Most people's response would be no, but I don't think people understand actually the gravity of that decision. What does that actually mean? I know, she's my base girl. Oh, she's just the bestest. Nice. She's just my base girl.
I haven't got a lot of family, can't have children, so she's literally my everything. If I'd have lost her, I genuinely, I don't think I'd have been here. My life has come on in leaps and bounds, especially this last year to 2 years. I'm back at college doing hairdressing. It's the best thing that I've ever done. It feels good to be doing something for myself and working for a better future. I honestly don't think my life would be what it is now if it wasn't for StreetVet. The bestest girl. The bestest.
Where's your hair?
It was the 80s. It was Dynasty in Dallas, and you had the big hair. Oh, dear.
My mum could always tell when I'd been in an outreach when I phoned her. She was like, "You've been street vetting, like actual street vetting," because that's why you started. That was where the passion came. That's where I felt most aligned, I suppose.
Yes, I found this. Do you remember doing that?
No.
All about the big issue.
I remember interviewing the people with the dogs. That's what I remember.
Fast forward X amount of years, and there you go, back out. Nothing could have prepared us for what's happened with StreetVet. When she first started going out, it was one Sunday a month with a backpack, and then she met Sam, and then there was Anna and Gabe. Suddenly, there were so many people who needed them.
Hi there, you're Patrick. Hello, I'm Rebecca. Nice to meet you.
Oh, this is, I'm not sure. Oh no. Oh, darling. I'm not her favourite person, am I?
How are you doing? You've been doing all right? Looking after yourself as well at Brunson?
Yeah. I thought he wasn't gonna, you know, but...
And that's going to trigger all of that anxiety as well, isn't it?
8 months, do you know what I mean?
He's a
Got
good
diagnosed
boy.
in November. Even then they thought it was the point of no return then.
You're my
But
good
he's still
boy.
fat as ever.
He is, isn't he?
The last few left, Bill.
There were times quite early on in StreetVet where I thought I'd created a monster.
Dean, we were just talking...
She likes a sofa, is that
That's totally fine, don't you worry. But Dean, we're just talking about this incredible moment that you both met, because that has utterly changed your life, hasn't it?
Big time.
When I first met Dean, he was living in his car with his dog. And I don't know, really, we just clicked. We'd speak every day. He was like my brother. I went on a TV show with him where he was talking about how StreetVet had saved his life.
So what is happening now then? I know you're helping with the charity as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to give a little bit back to charity because they've literally done everything. It's above words what they do. It's just you can't even describe what Jade does. She goes above and beyond, you know. This can happen to anybody.
A week later, he was dead with his dog as well, both of them. I was done. I was absolutely done. I'd created a kind of vehicle with which all these really compassionate, fixing human beings were going out and meeting people and getting to know them, getting close to them, getting to know their stories. And the demographic of people we were trying to help had a life expectancy of 45.
What's this, Lo? Should they have the twins?
To be honest, he would never have forgiven me if I'd stopped doing StreetVet. He was StreetVet's biggest cheerleader.
When he's poorly, I contacted Joe at StreetVets at 9 a.m. and by 12 noon we were in the vets.
We think this is cancer. When it comes to operating around the lump, there could be a few cells as well. So what we are trying to do is save her eye.
I want Honey to come through the operation and be as pain-free as possible and get back to a happy and sunny disposition.
We have a lot of people who have specialist skills who are very happy to give up their time as well to do some pretty incredible surgeries for StreetVet. What that does is validates the owner, makes them feel like all these people, well, they care about my dog, but that means they care about me too.
I think it's fair to say that the only time that I've actually felt lonely is today. The prospect of losing Honey.
I used to think vets were just money grabbing, do you know what I mean? Highly overrated, you know, expensive. She spun that on me now.
It must be hard for a vet because they're seeing sickness all the time and animals being euthanised. They see that nasty edge to it. All they want to do is the good. I wouldn't fancy making them decisions about whether something lives or dies. You know, I couldn't do that.
We are the only profession that performs euthanasia, which I believe wholeheartedly in, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do this job. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't affect people. And you're going from a euthanasia to a puppy, or, you know, you're literally on some kind of emotional roller coaster. I'll never forget this looking back at it now, but on my graduation seat, there was just a slip of paper that said, if you ever feel suicidal, call this number. It's a really hard job. We all love it, but it does take its toll. I think the reason StreetVet went on the trajectory that it did was because so many of my friends, my colleagues, we were just burnt out.
Oh! Did you steal the toy?
When Sam and I started doing this, we had a lot of people say to us, you're never gonna get vets and vet nurses finishing work. They're knackered, they've got compassion fatigue, they're jaded. The last thing they're gonna want to do is go out and do their profession on the street. And I was like, you're wrong. It's my favourite 2 days in the calendar. I get to just sit back and just watch people connect and get rejuvenated about, you know, being a vet, being a nurse, and also just being really proud of the stuff that they've been doing for all this time.
Benson has been a long-standing feature of StreetVet. He's had 2 mast cell tumours removed, and I've poked and prodded needles into him more often than I dare to count.
All these people that are here are people that want to fix and give and are just full of compassion.
Stay. Good girls. I think what we do is present people with respectful human contact that is just decent in a world that often isn't to the people we work with.
There, by the grace of God, any one of us could be out in the streets.
You can't change the world, but you can change the world for one dog or one person with one act.
My professional qualification is arguably the most valuable thing that I possess. It's that ripple effect, isn't it? Even a small thing is a difference.
Just because they are living in a different experience than one that you understand doesn't mean they are any less human.
It's that connection, and sometimes that's all that people have.
Oh, hello, my darling.
It'll look dramatic, but it's okay, all looks good.
Good girl. There we go. Is that comfy? Thank you.
Are you happy now, Dad's there?
Just to be able to put on a backpack and go out and just support an animal and in turn help a person, you're changing people's lives. I hope that StreetVet will continue to be a platform for vets and nurses in the UK to keep protecting the human-animal bond.
What a beautiful day, huh?
People don't understand the grief of when you lose an animal. People don't understand that it's just like losing a family member.
Hey, baby.
I've come so far from where I was. That makes me bloody proud.
Oh my goodness. You know, we're very into our animals around here.
If I could sum up StreetVet in one word, it would be
collaboration, caring, love,
Compassion.
hope,
Heart.
Fundamental.
Uplifting.
Essential.
Community.
Invaluable.
life-changing.